Hi guys, bit of a mess on the table as usual because I'm doing more than one project at the same time. I wanted to put this boat on the pond the other day and I checked it before we went and one of the motors doesn't work. Now when I bought it one of the motors didn't work and I did some sort of a repair. I can't quite remember what I did. I may have just lubricated it, taken it out and lubricated it, but it doesn't turn. It does if I give it a bit of a flick, but then it stops again. So I'll have another look at it. It's made by Zappies. I don't know if we can see that on the label there. I've got a playlist of videos I've done on this already. So there'll be a link in the video description to the playlist. As you can see, I've taken it apart again because annoyingly the radio control gear is actually up under here, but you can't get to it without taking the deck off the hull because the screws are on the underside. So that's what I've done already. The motors are actually, you see there's two motors and they're mounted externally in two little pods underneath, and I've already loosened this one a bit. I should be able to pull it down through the tube there, get it out, get it apart and see if I can figure out what I did last time and what I need to do this time to get it working properly. So let's say it's just glued in place, hot glued in place, and then this splits. Right, it just split apart quite easily with a bit of leverage, or at least it did at the back end. Try not to stab my fingers. Yeah, I suspect being completely rusty doesn't help, does it? Yeah. Okay. It runs off this battery pack. 6 AA batteries, so 9 volts. Right, which controller? Should be this one. Ah. Can you see what's missing? There's no receiver in there. I've obviously taken the receiver out and used it on something else. Right, I'll find a receiver. I remember what happened now. I was in a hurry to go out, and because I couldn't get this one to work, I pulled the receiver out of it and the ESC and put it in a different boat. So, if we put this back in again, one of these, that sounds better. So, hold it up. It worked briefly. Well, I might just do the same again. I might lubricate it. I would think that the brushes probably need looking at though, even if I lubricate it. Get one of my little screwdrivers. I'll get a bit of kitchen roll just so we can spray lubricant on there and not get it all over the table. Well, the brushes actually look fine. This really does look like it just needs a bit of cleaning and a bit of lubrication. I'll try some silicone. I'm sure somebody will tell me silicone's not the right stuff to use. What I might do is I might go and order some more little motors. I think I looked before and we need quite a long shaft. And that's probably why I didn't actually order any at the time. Just hold that together for now. Wrong one. Oh, nice and smooth. I wonder if they could cope with me running it on a 3S. 2S is 7.4, 8.4, and this one's expecting at least 9 volts. And I'm not running it on the original receiver or anything. I'll be running it using proper hobby grade with hobby grade ESCs. Can't remember whether those ones can handle 3S or not. Yeah, can't remember. Still, that looks like that's all that was. It just needed a bit of lubrication where it had been left to go rusty. And I think that's what the problem was originally. It was rusty. And I lubricated it the first time, found it worked, and put it back in again. And that's spinning nicely now. Got dirty fingers. But yeah. Just crimp them back down again. But I might have a look, see if I can order some new ones. Be nice to get some with proper carbon brushes on them. Yeah. Oh well, that was a bit of a non-event, really, wasn't it? Just needed a bit of cleaning. These little motors do run underwater quite all right. It's just that if you leave them damp, and I think that's what's happened here, then the rust builds up. And if the rust builds up in a place where it's going to affect the bearings, then it locks up like that. See, there's no real water seal on this or anything. It's just clipped together. I suppose it might have been glued originally. But that is it. It's just clipped together, and when you push it up in the hole underneath, that stops it coming apart. Which I will do now. Pull that wire back up at the same time. That's it. Done. I don't know whether that sounds weaker or it's just better lubricated and it's not rattling around so much. I think that'll do for tomorrow anyway. I should be able to get it out onto the lake. It's variable thrust steering. There's no rudder on it, which is always a problem from my point of view, because if everything else fails I can usually get the boat back to the side by wiggling the rudder. And if you haven't got a rudder, then you can't do that. But I might think about whether I can put a 3S LiPo in there. Depends if I've got a connector like that available. Well, I just happen to have a 3S LiPo and a connector. Bit of a big 3S LiPo. But I've got an adapter connector there. Can we see that? I'm zoomed in too far, aren't I? Oh, there we go. A rather large 3S LiPo with a adapter that I've made up for a different toy. That does fit in there. I think we might cook those ESCs because they're not really intended for that much power. Yeah. Well, it might be fun to try it out. See how we get on. Might have to take a second boat with me just in case this one gets stuck in the middle. Thanks for watching. If you like that, then you might like this. And if you like this and that, you might like to subscribe over there.